shoot. Thank you. Chat hole. Hi everybody. Welcome back to another Space Tactics stream. My name is Antonio Strasera, captain of Prisma. Today is February 21st, 2025. Sorry, I am on. You know what it is. I think next week I'm just gonna like have my times for my stream like off until I can figure out my schedule. Word, it's also apologies. I know I said I was gonna do Final Fantasy 14 today, but that I need to do. So that I'll try to schedule that. Also, first time multi-streaming. See how it goes. I'm I don't know. I'm already having some issues with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm already finding two biggest things. It won't notify me of all of the like stuff. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So sure there will be things that we can fix that, but hi YouTube. First hello Twitch. We'll see how it goes. Forward to it. I did manage to get I am able to see both chats from YouTube and Twitch, so that's good. The other thing is that it's really the multi-stream platform is really annoying because it like only lets you choose like from a certain amount of games. So I think I just have it set to just chatting right now because Ace Attorney wasn't in it, which is annoying. So it is what it is. We're gonna trudge through it. And but yeah, I am so many meetings tomorrow, so I don't know how long this stream is gonna be. It'll be at least 3 hours. That's my captain's word. But as for any longer, we shall see. I wonder if I can like show. Okay, I'm not gonna do that right now, but I do have my alerts on. How that goes. Got 4 screens on in front of me right now. Usually I only have 3. My tracker, my PC, and my I gotta have my. Anyway, do this, shall we? Last time we started the 5th game. That's exciting. We're on the 2nd case now. Got my nectarine juice. Very tasty. Forgot this. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who discovered the crime scene? Hold on. Or my manners. That's not the right outfit. Okay. That's right. And this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her immediate access. Keys. Box chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to its door. Really? Alderman Cutie didn't have a key to the Fox chamber? Actually, he had a master key for most of the door, but disappeared after his murder. Disappeared? Think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. Looking into the the possibility now. It's the timing of Miss Tenma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. Ha 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 ha. You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. We're racking up evidence already. The trial hasn't even started. Feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it. A prime suspect would no doubt love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of slander? Mayor would do something as childish as Boogeyman. So the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. So, Mayor Tenma is your only suspect? That's right, even the name Damien Tenma makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Ha ha ha, don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, is that so? Yup. Other than the victim, suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma's aide. The two of them were together at the time. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet. Hey, go talk to him again when we have the chance. About Jinxie? Not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up the huge spear? Enough? The spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I mean, it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. Prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? Oh, that's right. We must have a new prosecutor. It's the one. He's, how shall I put it, not what you'd expect. That is, unless you faced a convicted killer serving a hard time as a prosecutor before. What the? Some kind of joke? Ask why a man in prison for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. Yokai are nothing more than a figment of imagination. They're baloney. Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But he's a convicted murderer. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so none of us are in a position to question the matter. Ha ha ha. Really is the dark age of the law. This prosecutor wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackquill, would he? Bingo! Simon Blackquill. So, I've heard of it. You could say that. I wonder what that's about. That's supposed to be. Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. Oh. Twisted Samurai? Because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect his crime had on him. How so? Fiction is what twisted and warped the legal world into the dark age of the law. What? And he, of all people, is going to stand in court tomorrow? Ha ha ha. Never fear. I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Well, you kids knock yourselves out. Can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Wait, Detective Fulbright, I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? Well, I just like to let the dogs out every once in a while. What's wrong with that? Doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. Hmm. Ah! I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? Honestly, hadn't noticed until just now. Wait a second. Shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. Must truly be on the side of justice. Like Mr. Filch actually stole from a detective. Stealing shoes right off of someone's feet? That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. Well, looks like we've gotten all we can out of the detectives, so let's see. We should go have a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is. Okay. I want to give him, I know I gave him my southern voice, but I'm going to change it up. This is awful. Terrible, I say. Somebody help. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? No, no, no. The name's Filch. Phineas Filch. On pilfering, and you may wind up a jailbird. I don't know if I like this, actually. What seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Always find it. Oh, it's just terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Come quick. Hey, what's the deal with him all of a sudden? What's the deal with him all of a sudden? Oh, God. Like some kind of mask. It's the Amazing Nine-Tails mask. The Amazing Nine-Tail. Oh, right. Wrestler who appeared during the festival's special event. What's his mask doing here? He'd never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him. What? Who would do such a thing? Go talk over there in private. Let's go talk over there in private. Hmm? Look. Some white hair caught up inside this mask. Nine-Tails mask adds to the correct. So, what makes you believe that the amazing Nine-Tails He a crack in its shirt pocket. Makes you believe that the amazing Ninetales has been murdered. You really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't you? Yes, I mean, no. Just tell me, please. Oh, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team. Me and my bandage mask and you and that demon mask of yours. Demon mask? Wonder if I could make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial. Huh? Oh, no, I wasn't actually. Did I let him pull off topic like that? Come on, Apollo. Ask him about the amazing Ninetales murder already. The amazing Ninetales is our village's savior, and don't you forget it. His trademark's a gold cape made to look like 9 foxtails. He whirls through the ring, smacking down Tenma wrestlers left and right. He sparked a monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. Yup, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Nice Yokai town. Huh, amazing Ninetales really does sound, well, amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing. Oh, whoa. Damn, wasn't sure how much I was going to go down there. Pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come to think of it, you look kind of monster-like yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense since you're from the same village as the amazing Ninetales. I know, a lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. When was that a compliment? Ouch! What's the big deal? Check your pocket. Huh? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? Keep it. I got lots more. And if you're missing $50, don't worry about it. Amazing Ninetales glossy added court record. Keep saying that the amazing Ninetales was killed. Story behind that. Saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's only part of it. The main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is he was killed by Mataro. You villagers are really superstitious, aren't you? You villagers. That we are. We love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. Mayor? The town? What is he plotting? Rumor has it he's planning on releasing Mataro. That's why he wants to murder. He'll open up the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. That's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma Town and stop the municipal merger. Couldn't make this stuff up. Yeah, I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Apollo, you still have to ask him about the alderman's murder, remember? Sir Filch, do you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office guarding the entrance like Mr. Cubey and I said I should. And I made double sure nobody came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. He's talking about his small room upper right. Well, it looks like you can keep track. Comings and goings from. And you have an alibi to back your statement up, Mr. Filch? I do indeed. I was with Mayor Tenma's aide. Laurent LaBelle's his name. The two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright. And nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder? Kept watch here the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. If anyone did, that their security camera would have spotted them. So no one came in or out around the time of the murder? That means we're dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. So, do you think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt. This here's the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. What about that white hair I found? What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Filch is too close to Felt. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. This places this mask at the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger? No way. The amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be... Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. Very Jinxie works here. Wilson fur attached to the Ninetales. The amazing Ninetales seems to have disappeared. Oh, well, as long as you don't get any funny ideas yourself, Polly. Because this is a tough case doesn't mean you get to disappear too. Don't worry, I'm fine. Okay, but you better win this case. Lose this one and you'll be demoted for real to my assistant. Think your job's hard now? Just wait till you have to walk a tightrope, be a human cannibal, and get sawn in two. How about a disappearing act? I could really use one now. He seems to think I'm a demon. What should I do? Well, Trucy's 2 cents has the answer if you would let me think for a sec. Oh, I know. Those horns, Polly. How about I cut them off for you? Don't even think about it. Oh, right. You can't feel your way around with those things. I don't want you to go around banging into stuff. These aren't horns, and they're not antenna either. Oh look, there's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and... Like she's out grocery shopping. It's really like dairy products. A charm to make a better milkshake, and another to cure my lactose intolerance. Maybe she should just stick to soy milk. Jinxie, hey, it's me. It's the lawyer. Not another warding charm. Apollo? Who is she? Oh, right. This is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Oh, so she's the one who... hello. My name's Athena Sykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at this trial. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you, too. Where's Trucy? She went back to the office ahead of us. But don't worry, Athena and I are on the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't... that you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up. Wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Oh, poor little Trucy. I'm about ready for some tears of frustration myself. Quite an, interesting character, huh, Apollo? Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much. At least not yet. But you do think Tenma Taro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival? I don't know anything about that. Huh? But you said Tenma Taro murdered the alderman. It's okay. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me. Yikes. What was that for? Guess most folks won't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it? Mix it up's fucking. Mix it up as being annoying. Like, not like breaking it up into. So annoying. I knew I was gonna hate doing. I knew I was gonna hate multi-streaming. If you don't, then you don't need to. Fair enough. Let's see. Maybe time for that third screen soon. Better that second monitor. I don't know. Much technical. Yikes, what was that for? People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Huh? Done in her. There are no monsters. You admit I'm a human? No, you're still a demon. A gift. Seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Tenmataro for some reason. That's precisely why we need to know what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the fox chamber. It's 20 degrees outside? Holy shit. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. There. Jinxie, about this charm. You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. I thought Tenmataro was the murderer. But you gave this to me, right? That's true, but... What if somebody told her to, like, her trap or something? If there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. It would help your father, too. Alright, then. Do you think Tenmataro's the killer? I saw him. I saw him with my own eyes. Tenmataro was right there in the manor. Escaped his prison. And ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Tenmataro. It's right around here. He's running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear. There was no one around to help me. Oh, it raced right by me toward the foyer. Toward the foyer? Toward the foyer. Mr. Filch and Mr. Lobel were supposedly in the foyer at the time. Means they would have seen Tenmataro too. Looks like we better get their statement. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her. Apollo? Remember the picture in this paper? One caught Tenmataro flying through the air. What if it's the same Tenmataro Jinxie says she saw? Fuck. Alright. It's throwing me off. It'll be ridiculous. Tenmataro is the killer. He can fly too. She works at the Alderman's Make. Maybe she can shed some light on this. So no one knows the amazing Ninetales has tried any? Uh-uh. They say no one's ever seen him before. Does that make you want to know even more? Uh-huh. That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular. Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked? You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. You pervert! Have your mask torn off. Torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could ever suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, Starman reference. These unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it. No one can stop the amazing Ninetales. Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the alderman. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime, anything else stand out? Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound. A jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Tenmataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound? Does Tenmataro usually carry a staff? Good question. I've never heard anything like that, and it's not shown on the scroll. How about in other documents? Any of them show Tenmataro with a staff? This is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed. Then what's the deal with Tenmataro, with the Tenmataro you saw, Jinxie? Jinxie's statement adds to the court record. Why didn't you tell me you saw Tenmataro earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. Mr. LaBelle? Papa's aide. Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime. And what exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind. Before you go talking about seeing Tenmataro at the time of the crime. Village superstitions? They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. That's certainly suspicious. That he told her to keep the superstitions in mind. And that's something everyone here knows? Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Uh-huh. Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing. Paulo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Tenmataro? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale. Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Good question. I think we better go have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno. Next stop, the Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. But he left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Tenma Pro Wrestling Howlin' Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire. Blow by blow commentary by Timothy Twilight. Married a Yokai, repeat, episode 8. Wait, you're actually human? Starring Vitis and Willie Wait. Peekaboo, I found you, Yokai of the Amazon. Join the blank for Tofu Taro, a high protein yokai that fights cancer? Why is Timothy Twilight a poor name? Hey, what do you think you're doing? Eek. It's oh, Mr. Filch. What can we do what can we do for you? Bet she's going to stream Monster, which really isn't much of a stretch. Hey, ain't nothing I need you to do for me. But what business do you got with my TV listings? Oh no, it just caught my eye. I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today? Yep, it was a match between a couple of rank amateurs, though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. I seriously doubt that. I'm sure that will come in handy. Almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tenmataro or something like that? Oh, Tenmataro? Did you see him? My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it up every day real purty like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject, and FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jixie said she saw Tenmataro flee toward the foyer. So you must have seen him too if you were there. Psst. Wow, I really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? Whoa. That is quite enough. I must ask that you not pester my friend anymore. Yipes! Forgive me for being pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florence LaBelle. Oh, divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Tenma. Oh, divine, more like yokai grotesque. Place is crawling with monsters, damn. Oh, excuse you. Ack. What the heck was that for? Ah, it was just a little cologne. You had a look of a stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis le belle. Ronald McDonald asks. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, what a heavenly scent. Ugh, I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know that is brand number 5, Bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Here's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor. Enough about cologne. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tenmataro. Why, that little... So she told you she saw the demon, did she? Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Ah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, please, I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Tenmataro business if I were you. Well, I'm a lawyer, so, you know, it's kind of necessary. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster with a big package. I'm saying he has a big that's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Ah, 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 ah. Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Look who's talking. So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Temataro? Ah, little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas? That's right, I didn't see nothing. Especially not Temataro. As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I've got 2 words for this guy. They beat me to what I was gonna say. Got 2 words for this guy. Total freak. Apollo, you might be a little homophobic. I'm just kidding. That man's gay. I'm projecting. No, Apollo Justice, I think he might be Ace. I'm thinking Ace a little bit. He's homo romantic, maybe bi-romantic, and asexual. Because I haven't seen him like thirsting like Phoenix does. You know what I mean? Phoenix, that man fucks. That man fucks a lot. He fucks and he loves to fuck. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. And he's probably, I think he's bi. He's definitely bi. Could I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? Are you are you are you quite finished giving head cannons? You know, in other words, you'd like to hear my alibi. Tisk, to think you'd suspect me of all people. Oh no, it's just a formality. Ah, how dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Like that sprint really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filchi, answer the question. At the time of the crime, we were, in this here foyer. Exactly. Good answer, Filchi. Good answer. Just repeating what you've said quite enough. What is with these two? Great, now he's got me talking like that. Are we quite through here? I'm a quite busy man. I'm a very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help. These two were in the foyer, but didn't see Temataro. Come along, Filchi. Where are we going? Oh, right. My eyes! Yeah, oh, gotta practice some statements for tomorrow. Yipes, my eyes! Going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Maybe find a different lip shade while you're at it. Hello, I know this sounds strange, but Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenmataro. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. I'm just super neurotypical. There's no way she's neurotypical. Anyone dressing like that, I refuse to acknowledge as neurotypical. Not to say that there's a certain way to dress that comes off as a neurodivergent, but I think this is a fair assumption. My ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill, but what do you mean he's preoccupied with Temataro? I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Temataro. Like, just couldn't get him out of his head. Wanted to kiss him so bad with that long, dangling tongue. Gosh, what a sight. The thought of two men kissing. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway. Everywhere we turn, it's Tenma Taro this, Tenma Taro that. We should go talk to the mayor too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Tenma Taro. Really seems like this guy is pulling all the strings. Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Tenma Taro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst. Ugh. Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenma. Taro.
Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you, too.
Eek. Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle-looking as I'd imagined. Lucky for you after that blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you wanted to or did set Tenma Taro free?
What utter nonsense.
Yikes.
They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you.
A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he?
What he really needs to work on are his people skills.
So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Tenma Taro? Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you.
So that's talk around town, is it?
Let's see how that would make you angry.
What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this?
Oh my god.
Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson.
No, wait. First, we have to get you a not guilty verdict.
Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you.
Relax, we'll look out for your daughter until we can set you free.
Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself?
Ooh, boy. Probably calling the SWAT team if he showed up at our school. Oh, right, I ought to ask about the reason behind the merger. Why the merger? Seems like you were rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetails Vale that badly?
Well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism.
Oh. Wait, am I feeling what I think I'm feeling?
Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary.
Knew it. My bracelet's reacting. What is it? What is it, Apollo? Mayor Tenma may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense, as it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way! You can do that? Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. I literally just told you I can listen to people's emotions. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this.
First I touch my bracelet. Right, now let's give it a whirl. Never done this during questioning, though. Only during cross-examination. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration, staring at an old man's biddies. The ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. Now Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that testimony he just made. And when he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Oh, I can't avert my gaze. Ugh, what's going on? I'm too fixated on those old man boobs. He's twitching. Alright, I've got him now. Nervous tail should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Gotta pour over every word he says and wait for it to appear. When it does, I'll perceive it. Bum 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 bum. Gotcha. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with this truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please, tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Were you really seeking to merge with Ninetails Vale? I already told you. Tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you get to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetails Vale. I'm going to this village. So, you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism? But that would contradict this. The village has been a hot property ever since the monster craze started. I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying, Hunter. Oh, where I'm in demand, bro. Chill. Uh, you say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism, but I'm kind of sad that you can't rotate the items anymore. I kind of miss that. Hmm. I don't fucking know. What exactly am I trying to... I think you get to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism, but that would contradict this. Am I trying to contradict... Am I trying to prove the contradiction that he's that he doesn't believe that or that it's not true. Because I feel like those are two different things. When we're like, opinion and reality can sometimes be separate from one another. You know what I mean? Like, if he's like his opinion on what the like as a mayor, he could be more protective about the the village because he wants to keep it like sacred, right? I think it's the not true part. Okay. But you get what I mean? It's like I feel like there's a double there's kind of two angles to it where like there's one part where it's true or not true, and then there's the part where he does or doesn't believe it. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not crazy. So if it's not true, I don't know. I feel like is it really not true? A newspaper with a photo of Tenma Taro soaring through the air. If it's not true, then it would be the claim is that it's become a popular tourist destination, but it actually isn't. Photo of the hero who sparked the monster craze and saved Nine Tails Vale from becoming a ghost town. But but then that means that it then it was saved from being a ghost town. Aren't we trying to prove that the monster craze in Nine Tails Vale is a very recent phenomenon? It was sparked when the amazing Nine Tails rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. Yeah. So you see, only one of those is actionable. Bro. You see, so you see. You couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with Nine Tails Vale, huh? I think I understand what they're getting at. Well, well, yeah, yeah. Why the merger? Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. Said either I go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies. What? How awful! Who would do such a thing? I don't know, but whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Alderman QB was immensely popular, so you have to ask, who would want him dead? The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger and protests won't appear just because the alderman was killed. Could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman QB's secret identity? And his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. Is that the mask with the beard on it? The fact is... Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the Amazing Nine-Tails mask. What is the meaning of this? Hey, that's my line. Sorry, Judge. This mask was almost definitely at This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene. There was some white hair inside. White hair? Say, there was but one person with white hair in the manor that day. What? What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex QB, the Amazing Nine-Tails himself. Damn, for an old... How old is this guy? 46. Oh. Ooh. Well, you know, the body is 20, face is 60. That kind of evens out. I'm vibing. The character designs in this one are great. Loving them so far. No way. The alderman was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman QB was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the alderman's secret identity? Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the Amazing Nine-Tails was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the murder as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor, and maybe Alderman QB had taken part in it. You get my drift. This is absurd! Mr. Mayor, do you have any proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I've been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it's suddenly vanished. Blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the alderman. So the suitcase disappeared, and so did the master key. But at least we've clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It appears this meeting is adjourned. Hollow, do you really think that Tenma Taro that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there is no such thing as monsters. What about that newspaper article? Did the killer purposely freed Tenma Taro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on. There wasn't any Tenma Taro to release in the first place. Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. We'll probably be arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Paulo, are you alright? I'm fine. I'll think of something better because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow's going to be one doozy of a trial. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. April 18th, 9:15 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case, after all. Yeah, real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? Just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I found that shouting "I'm fine" in a loud voice really relieves stress. Part of my cords of steel voice workout, and a must before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? That's right. Here, I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! Alright, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine. I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high, and I say it all the time. I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back after all. Or that's all. That's all? That's huge news. Why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. There may be a bomb where inquiring minds want to know. Wow. He's pretty good looking. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that, he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? That's right, I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So, he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be bad news. It's probably just hyperbole. At least I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel, too. So, are you all ready? Might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our clients, seek the truth, that's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma, here comes justice. Oh, well, well. New case? New prosecutor? New partner. Court is now in session. All rise for the Honorable Judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I'd know that big booming voice anywhere, as chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you? I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school. Well, now, full of beans, too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Now for the prosecution. It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecution for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Bro, could we not have gotten someone else? Is the prosecution that hard for labor? We gotta hire somebody from prison. I'm not saying I'm not equal opportunity or anything, but
you know, prison. Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot that he is currently serving time. Whoa.
Yup, Prosecutor
Ponytail?
Blackwell's an inmate.
Did you just commit another murder?
But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
That doesn't make sense, but okay. I sat up. Whoa. Uh-oh, he's hot. Oh no. Oh no, he's hot. Oh fuck. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to do my job, dude. This is... Ooh. That's a whole man right there. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh god, he's hot. Is the prosecution ready? His fistful of the hair instantly. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, I need him. Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Yeah, of course. Forgive me, Daddy. I mean, prosecutor. I mean, sir. Why are all the people related to this case so scary? Have to fight me over him? That's a fight you might lose, my friend. Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your opening statement, if you're ready. What's the matter? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It is all right, is the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Well... It's like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But, we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Well then, your baldness. If it's so very important, why don't you do the honors? Who? Me? You'd have my tongue too. There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things. And then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. Huh? Wait, was that the prosecutor's opening statement? Old dotards like you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren? All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. I suppose I could give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace. What? You actually fell for that? That must be the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. I'd show him an opening statement. I would recommend you stop being thirsty in this courtroom. Ahem. The opening statement, huh? Let's see here. I just realized there's no paper in front of me, so that's... Like a Spark Notes, maybe? Let's see, the victim was one Rex Cuby, alderman of Nine Tails Vale, and the defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock of the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis.
and his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive. So in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Ho ho ho, flattery will get you everywhere. It's playing Simon Says with the judge. Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackquill here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. Seem that I have been sorely underestimated. Wait, who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn... Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell? He's so oblivious. Now, let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it, but first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Here I am. About the murder. Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman QB was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. That seems inappropriate. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Alderman QB had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right. The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler, so he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite. Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying that Alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know. It still sounds a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade. Yeah, I didn't sign up for this. And so your life is spared. God, yes. And so your life is spared for now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. Aha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. You may have to resign this trial. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness? Is he, like, breaking his neck like that? The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute, and the prosecution hotter.
Has the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict and the trial's just barely begun. It's more a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tenmataro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. That mayor's a strange one, huh? I heard he went on a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. Order, there will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness. Please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I heard they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tenmataro. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment. Eep! That's profiling. The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think.
Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they?
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Yes, I'm also misogynistic. Thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo, he has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. Although the most powerful one is the fact that he's, well, you know, he's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objections.
And it's working!
Damn it. This guy really is bad news.
In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. Appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other Tenmataro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Sometimes I see a character and I'm like, I need to cosplay him. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. About the murder. Alderman QB was murdered with a okay, since this is the preliminary cross-X, I think, especially because it's with a detective, it's definitely going to be a full press. Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. So those weapons on the wall of the Fox Chamber, I presume those are real? Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the alderman insisted it be the real deal. For instance, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently, one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. That's gotta be an old wives' tale. Ha ha ha. The alderman had pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. We've lost a real champion of justice in his death. Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Now stop your bleeding and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. Doesn't make sense if you think about it.
prints could be easily wiped off. You do have a point there. I'd venture to say he did not wipe off the prints because he could not. What do you mean? It's that brain of yours. Looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there, show him who's boss. I'm totally lost. So why don't you just tell me the answer already? I don't think he saw that plea for help. You feeling alright, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? Damn, Apollo's out here getting fucking reamed from every angle. I wish trials came with a reset button. Well, the specifics may yet come to light. Please proceed. All right. How many deep voices I'm doing. At this time, Alderman Cupid was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Wait, yeah, we definitely want to know about that. Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee? Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over the inside of the cup. He quite literally could not put down the cup. And that is why he was out cold. That is until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up. Stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. You're a stimulating eye-opener. I too would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Prosecutor Blackwell, please! Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court. Just the gesturing detective's guys. Moving right along. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. I say right after making a joke about a shish kebab. So the alderman was drugged because he was really strong? Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? God damn, I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor-like musculature. I admit I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his. Ha 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 ha. Well, he did look pretty buff, even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Yellow belly? Who even says that anymore? I'd show Blackwell all the delights of the city of sun. Yeah, and the color's all wrong, too. Oh, I know. How about a squishy red tomato? I move to strike both of your comments from the record. Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. Now let's get back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaled. Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Did he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with the huge spear? Absolutely. After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then speared, was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely. After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need. You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wits flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court-ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering. So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh? Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds all airtight. No wonder he's so confident. No, he only thinks it's airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes in it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. Okay. Oh, speed. Thank you for the follow. I just... sorry, my activity is so fucked up. I wanna hopefully find a fix to that next stream. I'm totally not paying attention to my activity feed. Welcome to the crew. See, okay. Mayor's blood was found on it, but no prints could be lifted.
Objection!
Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him. The statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about the detective's statue theory. There are no fingerprints. There are no fingerprints in this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. If you look at the crime scene photo, you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed. His hands are as bald as my head. He touched the statue with his bare hands. He should have left some fingerprints. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? Oh, this can't be happening. Did I arrest the wrong man? That's what we're here to find out. You did it, Apollo. You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse. Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman? Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. You mean there was a third party there in the Fox chamber? Exactly, and this could be the big break we've been looking for. There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion? No. Least you could do is look at me while being dismissive. Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Donal. Justice Donal? Been watching too many samurai flicks. It'll take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackwell. Yeah, do that 360 for me. A whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackwell, but we can make it a sword fight. A perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the crime. Well, it just so happened that the blood was the mayor's. So, what are you getting at? Own your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth? Solve that riddle and you shall see that the hole you thought you found is but an illusion. Let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used Wipe of blood? Maybe the cloth was used to wipe as much of the mayor's blood as possible off the statue, and in the process, the culprit inadvertently erased the alderman's fingerprints as well. But the mayor did not bother to wipe away his own fingerprints on the murder weapon. Why would he wipe down one weapon but not the other? Careful now. Use what little brains you have left before you speak. Give me a do-over on that one, please. Wrap up the statue? Did the alderman wrap the statue in the cloth? In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Yeah. Precisely. Bully for you, boy. Oh, it was nothing. Oh, don't let him start manipulating you too. Or he's just so good looking. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I think my hole is open. Did? I did. Right. That a statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is as plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back. Oops. Yeah. How do you see how dull your mind is? Make sure to sharpen it next time. A particularly frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai? Sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was a murdering samurai prison chef? It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all. It's kind of attached to that hole. Now what? Hello, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, let's just say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it. Why didn't I think of that? Anyone could have not left prints on it. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady. There's only one answer. The real killer. Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence have you? Well, I'll give you evidence, alright. And are you sure about this? For all your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks, allegedly from a yokai, were found at the scene. I believe they're the third party who struck the mayor with that statue. Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed that alderman? That's exactly what I'm suggesting. Alright, take us there, girl. No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left. Yeah. Sorry. Guess I got carried away. Mr. Justice, we've no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor, it's just this kid's still, well, a kid. Ouch. You meanie. I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright. So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai? Fucking Phoenix is in the stands, like, oh my god. So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it? No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed? Mr. Justice, you seem as useless as your partner is. Sorry. Ouch. This I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright. Oi, Fulbright.
explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks. You mean you can explain all that? Ha ha ha. Our investigative prowess is without equal. I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession. Very well. Let's hear about these so-called yokai feathers and tracks. Feathers and tracks. The entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. So he stoked, the mind says what it wants to sometimes. He stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears? Absolutely. He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenma Taro, that is. Tenma who? Tenma Taro. Were you not paying attention to this whole case? The legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon, and thus were they blinded to other, more plausible explanations. I don't know, I see that thing and I get... Never mind. Maybe I'm just a monster fucker. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on here. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor. And as part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro. Obviously, this person is a much more likely suspect than any legendary demon. Objection. Dillard, you are playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here, the feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believed the murder to be the work of the real Tenma Taro. However, the police believe that the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer. The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime. Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid? Yes. Yes, I do. The evidence speaks for itself, right? Right. It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The amazing Ninetales was fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on the path of injustice. But do the people of Ninetales Vale really believe a yokai is behind the crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds.